Good Monday, good Monday. I don't know how was your stance in relationship with Mondays. I guess I don't like, Monday is like a regular day for me, but I guess that makes sense given that I don't commute to work. If I would have to commute to work, I would probably hate Monday to my guts. Fortunately, that's not the case, so Monday is just another day for me. And fortunately, I don't have to commute. Can tell you how extremely grateful I am for that, because I would just, oh my god. Yeah, I would be very freaking frustrated if I would have to commute to work. So yeah, very glad for that, very grateful. And I'm sorry if you do have to commute. I mean, maybe you love it, I don't know, but if you're one of those people that have to get early and commute somewhere and it's a long way and it's stressful and all that, sorry to hear that. I was there too. I mean, I also commuted and I didn't like it. But yeah, fortunately I'm doing something that doesn't require me to be there in person, so thank God for that. And hey, and then there are a lot of people. I think there's a deer there. Yeah, that's a roe deer doe, most likely. There are people that wouldn't stand working remotely for that long. They would probably lose their mind. I was gonna say something else, but they would probably lose their mind. And yeah, a couple people told me, man, I couldn't function, like for this long, being somewhere remotely and live in the quote unquote middle of nowhere, And I'm like, I'm happy. I don't need anything. I'm not like, oh my god, I miss the city, I miss the whatever, No, I mean, I'm totally good. And I'm frankly, there's a black cap singing from the right. Frankly, I have never been more calm, more balanced, more healthy, more grounded. Oh, there was a buzzard there. And I'm not sure if you've heard, probably not because I'm talking, but the moment it got off, there were multiple alarm calls that went off from different parts of the growth, like there were some tits and some other birds, and they made an alarm call the moment the bird of prey got off, because there is some sort of a I don't know how would I call it, like sort of camaraderie between the songbirds, that they actually really flock together regardless of their species. They kind of flock together, and sometimes they create these, I'm not sure if I already was talking about this, but they create these so-called mobs that they harass the bird of prey or the predator with, and they try to drive it away from their territories. And they do that together, and those alarm calls are pretty much universal. I mean, if there's going to be a gray tit that's going to sound an alarm, siskins and greenfinches and chaffinches will understand that, and they will know, oh, something's up, something's happening, and they'll be alarmed. And actually, incredible thing, I think I said it in one of those videos, I've noticed that the chickens I have that are raised in incubators, they live most of their life in the beginning, in their first few years, they live in a cage inside a large, hulls, inside a large sort of warehouses. They never see sun. They never experienced nature, nothing basically. They didn't even see grass, you know. And these chickens, when they got first got to the garden and they started to kind of ease into the real life and, you know, like enjoy the sun and all that, they actually, and I still remember that they were reacting to Gray Tit or Blue Tit's alarm call, and they were looking around for danger, you know. That's how incredibly wired it is into their systems, like evolutionary. It's there, even though they never experienced it and no one taught them to understand it. They just do. They hear a Blue Tit's call, alarm call, and they know something's wrong, something's up, and they are like alarmed. They look around and they sometimes even run and hide, you know. So that's just incredible to me that it works that way. And if you learn to understand it, if you learn how to identify an alarm call, then when you hear an alarm call and you look around, you very often see a bird of prey or something you might normally miss, but it kind of alarms you too. It kind of gives you something's up, and you look around and you see something interesting happening, you know. So that's just a little tip, you know. And you're gonna, those alarm calls are pretty specific. They're very high pitched, and you're gonna know. And once you learn them, it's unmistakable. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm most like balanced, most happy, most sort of grounded, and sort of in harmony, I would say, than I've ever was, really, than I ever were in the city and anywhere else. And I guess I'm specifically built in that regard, you know. I can be alone for quite a long time, and it doesn't really affect me that much, you know. I guess I got that from when I was a kid, when I just, you know, spent hours and days when we had a cottage on the edge of there's deer, on the edge of a western border of the country. I spent days, really, seriously. I woke up, I went out, and I would spend an entire day in the forest, pretty much. Of course, I would come back for like lunch or something, you know, otherwise I would starve. But I was spending I was spending really whole days outside alone, and I was happy, you know. I was extremely content with that, and I guess that kind of stuck with me, you know. I'm okay, you know. I'm like, even though I don't meet people, and, you know, pretty much the only person I'm in touch with is my girlfriend. You know, that's my sort of only social sort of connection, and my only social, how would you call it? Well, the only social interactions that I have, simply put. I don't miss anything else, really. I'm happy. I'm content. But I think, you know, that's just me being me, you know. I think really probably quite a lot of people would be losing their mind because they would miss, you know, just social events and friends and all that. I don't really. And I sure as hell don't miss commute to work and office and all that kind of stuff. Oh my God, no, not at all. Yeah. I don't know, I just like the peace and quiet. And I don't know, maybe you would think that perhaps that's something that you kind of build up to, being like older and, you know, maybe I don't know, being 60, 70, you know, sitting on your garden and listening to birds and all that. I don't know, I have that and had that since since as long as I can remember, really. And for me, peace and quiet and all that, it's just sort of way of being, completely natural and preferred way of being for me. That's just how it is. That's just how I have it. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. You know, as much as I dislike my work, and as much as I dislike work in general, but what I was gonna say is, as much as I dislike my current work, you gotta give it the advantage of the flexibility and the fact that I just don't have to go anywhere. And I can start anywhere, at any point I want. I can end at any point I want. I'm paid by the hour, you know, so I'm like, I can do it however I want it to be. And I can work more, make more money. I can work less, make less money, you know. And I just don't have to go anywhere. And I just do my job, and that's just it. And then I can go out, you know. It's just brilliant in that regard. And frankly, I've been doing this for well over 7 years. I cannot imagine doing anything else. In a way, not like this particular work, but not having that kind of freedom, I just cannot imagine anymore. Yeah, I just cannot imagine. I mean, if I would have to, of course, then I would have to feed my family, and I would have to pay bills and all that. Of course, I would, quote unquote, suck it up and just, you know, do what needs to be done. But unless I really have to, then I wouldn't do it, and I would never ever go back to the regular 9 to 5 office job. Absolutely not. It's just I cannot even imagine going back to that. Yeah. So thank God for this. As much as I dislike it, as much as I actually like burned out, probably 3 times at this job already. 3 times I burned out, and I'm done. You know, I'm so tired and exhausted, and so like I don't give a fuck anymore. Excuse my language, but still, this freedom. And I know it's a shitty sort of excuse, you know, to kind of stay in something that doesn't work for you and it frustrates you. But like the freedom for me is so much more important than the content of the work and that the fact that I don't like it and the fact that I'm fed up with it and that I burn out and all that. The freedom part is even more important than the money. I'm serious, you know, like the freedom takes the cake. And if this job offers me the most freedom, then I'm just staying for as long as I need to. Hopefully that's not going to be long, but you know, the freedom for me is the number one priority. And if there would be a job that I would be paid twice as good, but I would be required to go there daily, and it would be the usual office bullshit, I wouldn't take it. Seriously, I wouldn't take it. It's not worth to me. The freedom I have is not worth to me. The freedom that I have is worth that much to me, you know? So twice as much as I'm making now, it wouldn't be enough incentive for me to say, okay, let's drop the freedom. Not really, no. Seriously. So that's how important it is to me. Yeah. Anyways, I was gonna end the walk, but I wanted to, end the video, but I was gonna say that the cat I found, which was, by the way, right over there, where the street is joining the main road. So the cat was actually our neighbor's. It was really their cat, and I thought it wasn't, because it was like much. I thought it was much larger. Their cat was, or at least how I remember it, was really small. It almost looked like a larger kitten. But unfortunately, it was their cat. Yeah, they called me later that day, and then we figured out they're like missing it, and they went to check it out, and they recognized it as their cat. So they took it and buried the cat on their garden. Unfortunately, it was like about 2 years old or something, so it was quite young. And for me, the saddest part is that it was really the sweetest cat I've ever known. It was like such a sweet cat, you know, so friendly, so amazing, really amazing personality, and hands down the best cat. I seriously, as much as I try to remember, I don't remember a more amazing cat than that one, really. And I've seen it 3 times maybe, but I was immediately impressed by how I don't know, it was just so friendly, and it was not like, you know, the cats are usually like sassy and they have their moods and all that, and you pet them for a while and then they bite you or something. This one was such a, I don't know, it's such a friendly, you know, I don't know how to put it. It wasn't just friendly, it was like there was something more to it, but it was so sweet and so gentle and so cute and cuddly, and yeah, it's hard to explain really. But yeah, it's definitely the most amazing cat I got to know, really. So, including my own, because I had 2 cats actually, and they weren't this sweet as this one. Definitely not. I mean, yeah, like this one was truly exceptional cat, and it was most likely hit by a car. I don't know, but it's a sad thing, really. Yeah, that it's gone. Really sad. So that was just an update on the cat I found. Unfortunately, it was the neighbor's. Yeah, but I'm glad she got the burial, as I was saying, the burial she deserved, and she's resting on their garden now. And yeah, and I'm really sorry that it happened, because that was really the most amazing cat I've known. Yeah, it's a damn shame. Well, anyways, that was a little bit of a sad topic towards the end. Sorry for that, but I just wanted to update you on that because I was talking about it on Friday. So, all right, that's that. You might have some bit of a sun. I'm not sure how it's going to be today, but look at that. There's no clouds over there. Could be a nice day. It's still very early because, yeah, I couldn't sleep today again. It was like 5:30 or something when I woke up, even less actually, maybe 5:15. I don't feel that exhausted though, which is nice. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking, otherwise this video is going to drag on forever, so I'm signing off.